I will vote for Donald Trump. Even though he keep deporting y'all. I will vote for Donald Trump. He been snatching all y'all kids from y'all. I will vote for Donald Trump. He got white people kidnapping y'all.
So the leader of the leader of Latinos for Trump, Cuban edition. Hector Luis Valdez Cocho. Yeah, he's been detained by ICE. I will vote for Donald Trump. The wildest part about this is Donald Trump was very clear that he's going after criminals. Even though we all know that that's a lie. We knew it was a lie when he said it. Did he think that they didn't mean him? May this level of delusion that made y'all trust and believe in this man and trust and believe that your proximity made you one of them never find me.
Last names. Look at your kids. Look at your last names.
Where you coming
Look at your last names. Regalado, Bermúdez, González.
There are
Injecting me? No, explain to me the process. That's a question. Give me my belongings. I deserve to know the process.
Latinos for Trump leader Hector Concho has just been picked up by ICE and is now in the deportation process to get deported. He's a Cuban national that has rallied to vote for Trump and to get people to vote for Trump. Now he's in the deportation process. It's great to see that y'all really thought just because you voted for Trump that Trump was really gonna look out for every one of y'all. You're just in the same boat as any other immigrant. So understand that. That's what's gonna happen. It's kind of funny actually to see all these different leaders of Proud Boys or Latinos for Trump or any of these guys get taken down by the ridiculous stuff that they do, or one, he thinks that he's going to be excluded from getting deported because he voted for Trump, because he's the leader of the Latinos for Trump. Just sad. But that's what they do. They use you for your vote, then throw you off the boat. Let me know in the comments if y'all seen that. Tell me y'all 2 cents. I appreciate you.
Right, family, welcome back to Hosting Stories KE, and today let's talk about the Cubans for Trump. Guys, do you remember that song when Donald Trump was campaigning? It was going like this: I will vote for Donald Trump. Yeah, that one. Now, you know, they did not know at that time that these things that are happening right now are going to happen. Actually, it is right, they knew. Because when Trump was campaigning, he made it very clear they were going to do something called mass deportation. They were going to impose strict border policies. And now, the Cubans were not seized at this one. This strike them hard. A reality strike them. Why? Because the Cuban thought that let's vote for Trump. Let's do this for Trump. Let's campaign for Trump. Let's compose songs for Trump. When he become the president, with the Cubans will be, distinguished from his policies. Will not be affected with any of his policies, but reality is striking the Cubans right now. They are really crying. They are really crying, and they don't believe the betrayal they received. They waited for the shock, and they are in for a shocker. Because when deportation came, when the border policy came, when mass deportation came, the Cubans above 58,000 of them were deported. Yeah, they are now crying, please Trump, we voted for you and now you are doing this for us. But when reality strike them, before that, they voted for him, composed songs for him, carried placards, banners, made posters, painted themselves with Trump. They are now MAGA supporters at that time. They even made songs, did live performance, recorded content supporting Trump. When reality strike them, they are now crying. In silence though, because they don't believe that Cubans for Trump, that Latinos for Trump, they are now Latinos and Cubans without Trump. In this video, I want us to look some of those hilarious moments and hilarious videos of these Latinos and Cubans while they were supporting Trump. And then we'll also look at some of the videos of people trying to confront them, telling them that we warned you, we told you that Trump, these policies are gonna affect you too, but you didn't want to listen. Now you are crying. We don't give you a leaning shoulder. Let's watch these videos together, and then at the end of this, I'll be giving my commentaries. In the meantime, stay tuned.
It's been happening frequently at the 323 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
That's unfair.
Wow.
This is unfair.
Wow.
I'm so sorry I can't touch it.
Let me ask
I don't
you.
know how I'm going to say that to my mom. My mom has a heart attack.
Judel
It's like when I see stuff like that, I'll be kind of sad because I'll be wanting to care. Like it's like 10% of me, like I'll be wanting to care, but then I'll be like, yeah, you didn't. You didn't give a fuck. Not until it started affecting y'all anyway. I will vote for Donald Trump. Hey, that shit kind of slide though. I will vote, yeah, for Donald Trump. Y'all was getting it. Y'all was jigging. See, but why y'all got to do that though? Like, why y'all gotta like make songs and wear the merchandise and wear the hat and get the tattoo? That's too many receipts of y'all looking stupid. I mean, I fuck with the bars, I fuck with the flow, but y'all gotta change the lyrics up a little bit now. Y'all gotta change the lyrics up. Now y'all gotta be like, Donald Trump, yeah, he got my vote. Yeah, now Donald Trump putting us on a boat. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say Trump, you gotta roll the R's with it. It's dope though.
Trump administration says that as soon as next month, they're going to be ending the legal status of more than 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. If they don't leave before losing that status, they could be targets for deportation. So these migrants were allowed into this country legally under a program from the Biden administration.
If there ever was a definition of fuck around and find out, we have just found it. Where are my Miami Cubans at, huh? Where are you guys at? Because you guys were loud and proud back then. Where are you at now? He had you all fooled saying that the deportations were only for the bad people, the unalivers, the grapists, the ones bringing drogas into the country, right? He had you guys so fucking fooled. It was only the bad people. And now you guys fucked around and found out because you voted him in, and now look it. Y'all thought because your skin was light enough that you were going to get away with the deportations. But now that it's affecting you all, you're all on the internet boo-hooing and crying. Why are we going back to this country? Why are you sending me back? I did this the right way. He doesn't give a shit. When are you going to learn? If you're brown, if you speak Spanish, he wants you fucking gone. Gone. And now you fuck around and you found out.
Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. That's what y'all did. Those people didn't even get paid to do that. That's crazy. The wordplay that the GOP specifically used in Florida, especially Miami, on Venezuelans and Cubans is unreal. They told you guys that they're only going after the criminals. You guys are the criminals. When you come to this country illegally, That's the crime. But what you do is you seek asylum because you're saying you're running away from a very bad government. But you still have to get here to seek asylum. And when you seek asylum, you give your name, where you're living, where you're working. That's how this works. So that's what they did. They didn't go around trying to find a bunch of illegal immigrants everywhere because that's difficult to do. Apart from the farms and the construction sites, it's hard to find illegal immigrants in the country. They don't leave a paper trail. But people that seek asylum do. And that's why they went to y'all houses in Miami and picked y'all up. Because they knew where you were at. Your paperwork wasn't completed. But hey, I will vote for Donald Trump. You voted for your people to get deported because he don't give a shit what you look like. Y'all could look white. You can have the proximity to whiteness. But you are from Cuba. And he don't give a shit. So thoughts and deportations. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all stand 10 toes down in your vote. Don't start bitching now.
3 Doritos después.
Desde que llegó a este país.
So a while ago, I had made a video about Cubans that voted for Trump, and I posted it on multiple platforms. And a lot of Cubans came for me saying, I'm still here. I'm not afraid. I don't regret my vote. But I'm going to re-ask the question. How are you feeling after what happened this morning? Because I'm sure y'all are scared now. During the election period, a lot of you did this, and even this. Oof, that did not age well, did it? That did not age well. That's got to sting, actually. That's really got to sting. And that should sting because of this. The Supreme Court just passed that Trump can revoke the status of over 500,000 migrants. And the very first one that's listed in this article, Cubans. So I ask yet again, my Miami Cubans, where are you guys at now? Are you hiding? Are you running scared? Because you guys were fooled. You were told that all Democrats were more like Fidel, and you gave him your vote. And now, just like we've all been telling you all along, he doesn't give a shit about you. And he's proving it because you guys are on your way out. So I hope that you guys really, really do enjoy living in Cuba, because you're all headed back. And I guarantee you, the way this man's functioning this time around, he's gonna make sure this shit happens, and it happens quick.
Cuban American woman from Miami here. Actually, I'm from Hialeah. That's real deep. If you know, you know. I'm from Hialeah. I'm originally a Hialeah girl. I am from South Florida. I grew up in a Cuban community. My mom's Cuban. I'm ashamed, and I just want to tell the world I'm sorry. Not all of us Cubans are like that. Some of us do have empathy. Some of us do feel solidarity with the rest of the Latino community that's going through it. Some of us knew this was going to happen and tried to warn our friends and family. I have to explain to you why it's so different in South Florida. The Cubans there live in this bubble where they're the majority, and they think that they're white, and they live in a certain bubble of privilege where they don't see discrimination directed towards them because they're the majority. But I promise you, to those Cubans that haven't really left South Florida, just drive a couple hours north and you're going to realize you're not white. You're not white. You're never going to be white enough for them. So I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of your votes. I'm ashamed of those stupid fuck videos I see you posting. You're embarrassing yourselves because, I see those 3 Doritos later videos, and I can't help but fucking laugh. Sometimes I feel bad. I feel bad because the person getting deported didn't vote for shit. But I have family members that are getting deported, and I have family members that voted for this fuck shit. And I'm never going to share a table with them, because now you want to feel sorry, and now you want to feel bad. Now you see the consequences of your action where our own family's getting deported. It's too little too late. Too little too late. I see some of you crying on these videos saying how you regret your vote. I wish you had thought about it before. But these are the consequences. This is what happens when you don't give a fuck about your other fellow humans. Karma's going to get right back at you. So again, this is an apology video to the rest of the Latino community. please know, not all of us Cubans from Miami are like that. I'm not. Thanks, and I hope you all have as good a weekend. I mean, as good a week as you can have. Weekend. I wish it was the weekend, in the beginning of the week. But anyway, I wish you all a good week, and know that not all of us are like that. Not all of us are pieces of shit.
So all the Cubans for Trump down in Florida and everywhere else. Trump just had the Supreme Court revoke your immunity. Thousands of you will now be deported, along with several other countries' immigrants. But Trump has literally, first on the list, Cubans. Cubans will be deported because he's taking away your protections that you had because you came from a terrible situation to come live here in the United States where it's wonderful, but you couldn't get away from your communist habits and everything. So you came over here to bring those communist habits and follow the orange crap stain. Yeah, he took them all away, babe. You better start packing your stuff because Cubans for Trump are now going to be Cubans for Castro's son? I don't know. Who's ruling that communist country now? Will it be better for you when you get back? Will he send you back on the same boats you built to get back over here? Because we got to save money. That's what Doge is for. We can't fly you back with military planes, just saying.
All right, this Cubans for Trump is a very hard reality, but let's break it down step by step. You remember the time these people were campaigning for Trump? They didn't want to listen. They thought that because we came from Cuba and seek asylum in the United States, voting for Trump will guarantee us security. But wait, that is not the thing. The thing is, many Cuban immigration in the US have historically leaned on Republican, especially in Florida and Miami, because of the GOP's strong anti-communist stance and promises of hardline policies against the Cuba government. Trump in particular gained a lot of Cuba-American support by speaking out against socialism and promising a tough on Cuba approach. But the irony for some Cubans who weren't yet citizens or permanent resident is that Trump also pushed some of the strictest immigration and deportation policies in decades. That is to say, number one, end of wet foot and dry foot policy. Though Obama officially ended it in 2017, Trump fully enforced its consequences. Before, Cubans who made it to US soil could usually stay. Now, they face deportation like other immigrants. Number two, increased in deportation of Cubans. Now, under Trump's deportation agreement with Cuba, under Trump, deportation agreements with Cuba were revived, and many Cubans who had criminal records or unsolved asylum cases were sent back to Cuba. Number three, false sense of security. So some Cuban immigrants thought that Trump's support of Cuba exile politics meant protection for them, but unless they had legal status, they were still vulnerable to ICE raids and crackdown. Number four, harsh reality after deportation. Many deported Cubans returned to economic hardship and political repression in Cuba. Some faced surveillance or harassment from Cuban authority who viewed deportees as traitors. Families were split, especially when US-born children remained behind. Now, so the hard reality is this: supporting Trump didn't shield undocumented Cubans from deportation. For some, it even felt like betrayal. They supported a leader who promised to fight socialism and ended up dismantling the very safety net once protected Cubans immigrants. That is to say, As from this article I've just read you guys, it is to say Cubans really wanted Trump because they thought that Trump's administration was going to have a tough on Cuban government. Some of these Cubans flee Cuba because of maybe the cost of living there and the housing or any other things that made them flee to the United States. Now, in the United States, if you have papers, you can just live there peacefully. But for Cubans, at this time, they thought, Trump has just said they are going to tighten, to make a strict border policy. But for us, let's do this. Let's campaign for him. Let's compose songs for him. Cubans for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Let's write poems. Let's do all these campaigns for Donald Trump. When this man of ours goes into office with the Cuban people, with the Latino for Trump, we will not be affected by the policies. But coming to think of it, they were in for a rude shock. Why? Because immediately after Trump signed that border policy, mass deportation began. And as mass deportation began, the Cubans were not exemplary. The Cubans were also affected. Many of their fathers and mothers were deported back. Those who did not have papers were deported back. Those who did not, whether supported or did not support, were deported back. There was no difference with other immigrants. So it is like a betrayal. They thought that supporting Trump will guarantee them safety in the United States, will make them deportation free. But now, they are literally crying, recording video, regretting their votes, saying we shouldn't have voted, we should have listened to the people who are warning us, we should have listened and did what other Americans were doing. But hey, it is what it is. You made your own bed, Cuba. Now, sleep in it. You do tell me what you think in the comment section. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that, what do you think? Should the Cuba immigrants be given a second chance or have been treated differently given American history in Cuba, or was Trump just applying the border policy on Cuba just as the other countries? Tell me, just as the other immigrants, tell me what you think. I really need to know your thoughts on this topic, because Cubans and Latinos for Trump are ranting on the internet, going mad, regretting their votes. But what then will happen? Immigration, mass deportation has just happened. What will you do? You will cry, at the end of the day. Latinos and Cubans for Trump, you'll forever be regretting your votes. You are no exemplary from other immigrants. Tell me what you think, guys, in the comment section. I really wish you should subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss the next episode. And with that, adios.